We're here at the Mercedes-Benz fashion tent at the WGSN booth, and we're going to find out some trends from Maren Hartman. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm great. So tell us your title and what you do with the company.
So I am the Director of U.S. Content based out of the New York office. I have a counterpart in the L.A. office, and we're in charge of all of the U.S.-based information, reporting, and content that goes onto our trend service site. We're based out of London. We have offices in over 20 countries, I think. So that's what we're kind of doing. We're heading up what's going on here in New York for this week.
And so the company, it's in charge of getting all this data and telling all these other fabulous companies what's going to be happening. So the things that we're seeing on the runway right now as far as trend goes, how far back did you guys know about WGSN?
So typically we will plan things up to 2 years out. And so what we're seeing on the runways right now is sort of what has come to fruition from what we were talking about 2 years ago. And we kind of follow it as it comes along and as it comes down the pipeline. So certain things that we were talking about were this idea of what is the evolution of color blocking. And something that we're seeing a ton of is this idea of fabric blocking. So tons of different weights and different scales, and as technology gets better and as tailoring and all these things become more and more advanced, we can see things like a flowing chiffon living off of a mink fur, for example, like what we saw at the Row yesterday, which was amazing.
Is there anything you can tell us about spring summer 2013, since you've known for maybe quite a while? So what can we look forward to seeing that far in advance?
A couple of things that we're really anticipating seeing, and we're seeing eyedroppers of it right now, are this whole idea of the combination of science becoming cool. So it's this idea of, as digital printing and as printing techniques become more and more advanced and they get better and better at it, what we're seeing is this combination of what future is and what the earth and nature, and how that now can be incorporated into prints, where before the idea of nature in prints was much more florals, leaves, things like that. Now we're seeing things like Google Earth aerial shots. Proenza Schooler, for their pre-fall show, their wrap skirts that they did were nothing but Google Earth aerial shots, and it looked like a non-print print, but that's what it actually was. Rachel Comey this week, she did this amazing photoreal vapor printing, and at Vera Wang this morning we actually saw some photoreal printing as well. So these ideas of something that maybe before seemed a little too scientific, a little too techy, are now actually becoming very luxurious and beautiful, and people are open to it now. So we kind of keep saying science is cool right now.
As a woman who works completely in trends, what is your favorite current trend for now, as well as fall 2012?
For me, the thing I'm digging on the most is all the usage of fur as a new fabrication. So the idea that in the past we would have fur trims and it was very typical, like, the collar or a full jacket. And now we're seeing it as either sectioned off blocks of sleeves or top sets. Yesterday again at the Row, we saw it as a tuxedo bib in mink, and it was mind-boggling. So things that we're really excited about, and personally, I just love the idea that fabrications are being utilized in new ways more than ever, and it's really exciting.
One last question, as a man and men's fashion, since I'm very interested in that, I've been doing bow ties for years and years. What is the next kind of big accessory that I should probably look forward to trying out and doing?
I'm thinking the Merce is going to be a very big deal. As far as menswear goes, it's really funny because the fashion shows are such a different thing for menswear, where so often the things that we see on the runway for menswear is not really anything that is necessarily realized in commercial retail or what people will respond to. I think brands like Billy Reed are amazing in the sense that they can bring reality to it and what people actually will wear. I think men are becoming much more open to shoes than they ever have been in the past. So as far as accessories go and that it item, I think men will be open to wearing much louder shoes than they have in the past. But I do like your bow tie.
Thank you. So it's going to be kind of like the women's staples for years. It's going to be a good shoe and a good bag for a man.
Exactly. And I do think that women's wear, we've been so shoe obsessed for so long now. I do think that there is a shift happening, and we're going to be seeing much more of what's the new it handbag again. I think the it handbag was going on for so long and people got so sick of it, and now we've moved into this wacky shoe thing. And I think we're gonna find within the next year or two, we're gonna go back to like, what is that must-have handbag again? So
Great. Well, thank you so much for taking time to speak with us and giving us a glimpse into the future of fashion.
absolutely, my pleasure.
Going on.